Hi, I am Jen Watts, and I am going to share our story about the Watts family in quarantine. Some of you may know me as the small business owner in Hebron, Indiana. I own a learning center. It's called the Watts Center for Diverse Learners. We just opened just about a year ago, June 1st, last summer. And this summer, we're supposed to be celebrating our 1 year anniversary. And you have to love the current pandemic for throwing a wrench in things, and now we face very uncertain times. Um, my family is family of four and a furry dog as well. I have a husband and two young sons. My oldest son is 10. His name's Aiden, and he's autistic. And my younger son, Adam, is 5, and he has severe ADHD and sensory processing issues as well. We have been working very hard with my autistic son for many years at this point. Just last summer, he graduated out of all the therapy that he was in and was able to transition back into public school. We had to homeschool him for a couple years while he worked on just being able to participate in a group setting and, function in society. So he's doing well. He transitioned in just fine. He's in mainstream classes, and he's doing phenomenal. He has like next to no support at this point, so he's just doing great. So in then on March 16th, the schools announced that they were closing, and at first he was so excited. He's just so happy to be done with school, but then he realized school isn't really done. He still has to work. And just that sudden change in routine, it's been hard on everybody. But when you have a child with autism, it can be exceptionally challenging because they really rely on consistency and routines. And COVID-19 has proven to us that it's hard to have a routine. You don't know what it's going to be like from day to day or week to week at this point. So it's been hard to have a consistent routine. And these last couple of weeks we've found our groove, and the first few weeks were really, really rough. And there was a lot of regression, and I was getting very concerned. But now he's doing fine. As a business owner, my business has basically been closed since just before spring break. And I've had a couple kids that I've continued doing private tutoring sessions with via Zoom, but it's very hard because the vision of my learning center is to serve kids of similar needs as my son. Like who just need that little extra support, but need somebody who understands that they're different and they might learn different, and learning looks different sometimes, And so like when you come into my center, my learning center, I do have some regular chairs and tables and such, but you'll see a couch. You'll see like mats the kids can lay on and work on, or like I have a therapy swing, they can sit and work in that. I have bouncy chairs, rocky chairs, like all kinds of stuff. So just anything just to try to meet the sensory needs as well. And a lot of learning takes place, and it's pretty exciting. But what I'm going to do is I put together a little slideshow here to kind of take you through just what our family's been up to here. But I was saying with the business aspect, it's been hard because, of course, we still have our overhead costs of renting a commercial space and everything. And I'm down to just serving a couple kids at this point. So definitely not making ends meet at the business. We just hit a pretty big boom about 2 weeks before the pandemic hit, and I had to bring on an extra tutor. And it was very exciting. And then, we went into quarantine. And now I don't know if my business is going to survive. So those are the times we are in. So anywho, I welcome you to the Watts family in quarantine. So here, maybe, if I push the button, you're going to see our family having some fun. Who isn't having fun right now? All the family time, gotta have some fun. So my kids loved camp, so I set up a tent in our living room, and it literally took up all the space in our living room. We have been enjoying relaxing in some hot tub time. And there's a better view of the tent actually taking up all of our living room space. And my sweet youngest son here is sleeping. He has to have his lights on. We had to take a trip to the beach as well. We didn't really go to a beach. We took out the kinetic sand. So here we were pretending to play at the beach. As you can tell in the background there, my dog looks thoroughly amused. We, of course, have been including our precious bear in playtime. He loves playing with his vegetables. That's a carrot there. We are being safe when the kids are outside playing. They have their masks on, and Grandma made them Avengers masks, so that's fun. We did a bonfire. So what we did is we quarantined really well for the first like 2 or 3 weeks. And, my mom was just struggling with being lonely and missing the grandkids. And as I shared before, the first few weeks were very rough. And when you don't have that extra support, especially being a family with children with special needs, it really starts weighing heavy on you. And we were just all really hitting a breaking point, so it was very nice that, my parents also quarantined really well. And so after we all hit like our 14, 15 day, like, okay, we're safe, we temporarily had my parents move in with us. So I have given up my comfortable, peaceful, relaxing bedroom, and I am staying downstairs on an extra bed in the basement so that my parents can have a comfortable space to relax in and everything while they're staying here with us. So the first night here, the boys were really excited, and it was a very nice night. So we did a bonfire, and we roasted some marshmallows and made s'mores. We've had a lot of family game time. My older son, he loves, he is definitely, he overthinks things a lot. He's a critical thinker, and he loves to play games that really make you think. So we've been having some fun there. On one of the warm, nice days, we busted out some water balloons. Who doesn't love a good water balloon fight? My dog Bear loves, loves, loves my youngest son, and enjoys playing fetch with my youngest son. Like literally, like I'll be throwing the ball, and my youngest son goes to fetch as well. He likes to race the dog, and it's so funny because the dog is like a typical dog. When you play fetch with him, he gets crazy and hyper and loses control and everything. But then when Adam's playing with him, he keeps it under control, and he's very in tune to where his boy is, and he's a very good dog. I do have a therapy swing for the house, and this is one of our extra ones. So instead of it being, we have one inside the house for the kids, but definitely wanted something for them to swing on outside because our parks are closed. Swinging is definitely a calming thing for both of my boys. So having a swing available for our family is very important. And I don't want them only swinging in the house. They need to be outside getting fresh air too. So we just hooked it up to the bottom of our porch here. And it's just a nice, small, gentle swing. They can't swing as high as they could like at a park, but they don't need that. Just enough to get that sensation in there, meet those sensory needs. We've taken a lot of walks with our dog, and my youngest loves to stop at every sewer and like look down, listen to the water, drop a pebble or two. And Bear, my dog, he knows we stop at every sewer. So now as we're taking a walk, even if my youngest son isn't with me, he actually stops at every sewer and tries to sit. It's so funny. Sometimes when Adam's with us, he actually lays down and just waits. We celebrated Easter just as our own little family. We didn't have my parents here yet. We weren't all clear yet. So I did an Easter egg hunt in the yard for the boys, and there's my bear wearing his bunny ears. And there you can see what remains of the little parade float, and I'll go into more details about that. But yeah, as my learning center, I bought a bunny costume, and we went and pulled it around town and did a little bunny parade for the people of Hebron. So next we'll go into school crafts and baking. Now that we have all this time on us, we've been trying some new recipes. We actually made homemade pretzels. That was fun, and it turned out really good. We've made homemade cookies. Here's a picture of both of my sensory boys. It's so funny just how when a kid has sensory issues, no two kids are alike. My oldest son cannot stand his hands getting messy, so it was really hard for him to participate in this, but he overcame it and he did it. My youngest son, oh, he's the messiest kid in the world. Like, I mean, I bathe him and 5 seconds later he's a mess again. So that's my, reality. And here, of course, we've been enjoying a lot of rest time and sleepovers. So Bear's snuggled up to his bear, taking a nap, and my boys, my youngest was begging his brother to let him sleep in his room with him, and I woke up the next morning and actually found them snuggled in the same bed together. It was so cute. So, of course, like any good mom, I took a picture. And here's my oldest son laying on the floor trying to write out some of his math problems to work on. And then, yeah, my oldest son did that. My youngest son, he was playing with one of those Wixie stick things. They're covered in wax, the string and everything. And he realized he made it into a do, and he was very excited. And as you can see in the background, my dog Bear is very proud of him. And they're just doing some crafting. My youngest son, he really likes to craft, so we do a lot of crafts together. We made eggs to hang in the window. And of course, Bear, you'll always see my dog by my youngest. Always. And then just doing sidewalk chalk. That's always fun. My oldest son actually had an art assignment from his teacher to make these eggs and then paint over them with watercolor. So we had my youngest do it with us as well. That was a lot of fun. The boys liked that. Art one day, Aiden had to use nature to make art. So he was pretty excited about his smiley face he made. Of course, my youngest has Lego sets, and after Grandma and Papa came and moved in, we had a Lego night that took many, many hours to do, but that was fun. We have been doing masks. My mom started out, she would make masks for like the elderly or people who are out of work and all who need them, or essential workers who can't find them and all. So she was making them for free, and then ran out of supplies. So we restocked the supplies, and so now she continues to make masks for free for people in need. But we are also, like, families who can't afford it, we do ask for a fee, a price, just so that we can keep restocking materials and everything. So that's been a pretty big hit. Rock painting. I love the Kindness Rock project. I kind of help try to keep that going in our town as well. And I've been trying to encourage people with all this downtime, why not paint rocks? Let's get them ready so that when we can get out and about again, we can rock our town. And just a couple fun pictures with Bear. Bear with his favorite boy. Adam likes to put masks and stuff on the dog too, and my dog really doesn't mind. So now business is closed, but I am not taking a break. So there's my website. If you want to visit, you're welcome to. This is what me tutoring looks like at this point. I've never envisioned it looking like this. When you work with kids who are struggling learners, it's hard to motivate them already, and a lot of times the kids just need that in-person contact, and right now, like, nobody can really provide that. So it's not good for the kids, and it breaks my heart too, because this is not what I envisioned business looking like at all. We had to get creative about visiting Grandma. My oldest son, Aiden, the autistic one, really insisted when we did this bunny parade thing. He was like, Mom, I know you don't want me out there and everything, but he's like, Mom, I want to go and be a part of making people happy. So I'm like, okay, how can you say no to that, So, like, we were being safe. Like, the people that participated, we were all in our own vehicle. And even at that point, my mom and dad were still in their little quarantine, but my dad stayed in his own car. It was really hard to see him and not be able to hug him. But he just pulled the trailer. We stayed on the trailer. The other business, Sandra and Jess from Lucky Leo's Resale, the new resale shop that's opening in Hebron, they were following in front of us. And playing Here Comes Peter Cottontail and honking their horns and stuff. And we had another neighbor that came on too to just kind of drive in front of us, like right in the middle with a T-Rex costume waving at everybody. So that was really fun. And we got to see a lot of happy people that day. But yeah, he wanted to wear the bunny costume to Grandma's house so that the Easter Bunny could visit Grandma too. So we drove out to Frankfort, Illinois that that day with the bunny costume so they could see Grandma. And we weren't able to go in and see Grandma. We couldn't get close and hug her, but she did come out and gave me a couple popsicles because this Grandma's always giving the boys treats, so we couldn't go and not get a treat. So just here's a picture of us in our little parade float that we made. And we just drove around town waving at everybody. And that was a lot of fun. A lot of happy faces that day. And it's so funny because I can't tell you whether the kids that saw us were more excited or the adults. Some of those adults came out much more excited than any of those kids were. At the same time, I also used business money to purchase, just like Easter crafts and some crafts that were good for younger kids and everything. And I made little craft bags to give out for free in the community as well so that the kids can do crafts. Our town does a big Easter egg hunt, and my intention was to pass these out, just at that. But it all had to get canceled. So then, we have all these crafts, and they're Easter themed. And the truth is, I don't know that my business is going to survive this, so I don't necessarily just want to hang on to it for next year and store it. So I figured give it away, And then, so we got to pass those out, so that was pretty nice. Now, what I did is I made a mess in my learning center, since we can't meet there anyways. Who cares whether it's clean or not? No. I got in touch with some of the local businesses, and I was like, hey, I have a great idea. What about if enough of us participate and throw in like items or, just donate to it? Like, I can stuff birthday bags for kids who are having birthdays during the quarantine and they can't celebrate. Like, what a bummer, So I started reaching out to some of the businesses, just all via Facebook. I don't have contacts for like information for all the businesses in town, so not all of them were able to participate, But a lot of people really pulled through, and we actually have 60 kids in Hebron registered for birthday bags right now. And so many businesses and families too have donated either cash or supplies that I was able to stuff all 60 bags, and I have them ready to go out through the end of May. So that's very exciting. So just here's me trying to keep it organized. Here's what it looks like while I'm trying to stuff bags. I just have my little toy areas and goodies, and there's much more than that now too, so no worries there. We had another business owner donate. She's letting me borrow her SpongeBob mascot, so now, and of course my son, he loves going around helping cheer people up. He has happily volunteered to be the SpongeBob mascot, so as we go and drop these off at people's doors, he gets to wave to the kids, and it's pretty exciting to see. There's he and I getting ready to go out and make some deliveries. There's me with my mask on and my goofy hat. I always like to do something silly. And with my car full of birthday bags ready to go get delivered. It's definitely been keeping me busy, that's for sure. But it keeps me busy, keeps me sane, keeps me happy. It definitely, we all know it feels good to give back, and to give to others and to serve others, and so yeah, it's like I have that coming for me, but really it's just these things are just on my heart, like we have Easter. Most kids, they get to do an Easter egg hunt. They get to get their pictures with the Easter bunny, and that didn't get to happen this year, and it just made me really sad for the kids. So I was like, we have to do something. And, things kept falling through, trying to go through other resources locally. So I was like, you know what? As a business, like, I can take this hit. I can team up with, like, other businesses. Like, we can make this happen, and, like, we did. And lots of people are happy, and it's like, it's just so great to spread that cheer. Do I burn out is another question I've been asked. And yeah, I'm human. I burn out very easily. Had to have my parents come move in, help, share the burden and everything as well. Um, so yeah, I burn out. And right now, especially, just a lot of the fears. Because I really love what I do. I love working with kids. I have a special ed background, actually. I have an Illinois teaching certificate, special education. So it's really like this is what I'm called to do, and like this has been my lifelong passion. But now, like just seeing how business was booming, and I'm like, wow, I'm making it through year one. Like I'm going to get to go and try to get through year two now, and just very excited about that. And then we got hit like this, and now, um, as a family, we invested so much into this business, and we were just getting to the point where maybe I could start collecting a paycheck, or maybe I could start paying our family back. And it looks like I'm still going to have to continue to work for free, basically, just cover overhead costs. So what I've been doing for a while now. Um, but the truth is, like, I'm offering summer camps for local kids. I'm doing like little day camps, not taking any more than like 10 to 12 kids per session, like per week, Um, but it's little kids, so like little preschoolers, so like about second grade. And I'm doing a half day camp with them 4 weeks out of the summer. And they're not in a row because you need time to recover after that. But if they don't fill up, then the truth is my business is not going to survive. If my summer programs cannot take off or just don't take off because we're not getting enough registrations, then the truth is probably come August, I'm going to be announcing that I'm closing. And I'm going to have to legally dissolve my business. So I mean, with all this downtime, I mean, obviously I've been filling my downtime, with giving back to my community here as much as I possibly can. I've also been looking into resources. I've been looking into like different grants or loans or anything, and it's it's hard to find stuff out there, and it's just a waiting game. So it's just uncertain. I hope I'll be able to pull through. I hope my day camps will take off, because that'll just show me that, you know, it's obviously worth it to keep pushing. The people want it. So that'd be a good sign to me to go ahead and keep pushing through. But at the same time, the support needs to be there. So I'm just waiting for that. I was also asked how am I being so positive through all this? It's hard. I have my days where I'm like, oh, the world is coming to an end. Business is going to fail. Just throw in the towel. But then it's like, you know what? The reality of the situation is it's hard for everybody. We need to just buckle up our bootstraps. We're all in this together. We need to be kind. There's different sides of the fences with this whole thing. And my personal belief is no matter what's going on out there in that world, like, we need to be good human beings, and we need to be good to each other and look out for one another and care for one another. So that's our family's philosophy. That's what we try to teach and instill in our children. And it's actually just kind of encouraging to see that, because we'll see, even just going shopping, some of the workers sometimes will drop items all over the floor. And my son, who's autistic, and typically autism is like a social kind of disorder. They're not really in tune to social cues and things going on around them. And but yet my son, he notices when that person is struggling, when something falls all over the place, and we'll be in a store and he can't help but run away from me and run to them and help. If he's out and about and he sees somebody fall and get hurt, he runs to them to help. And it's like that is what we need to teach our kids. That is what we, as full-grown adults in our community, need to be doing. And here in our communities, our towns, our counties, our states, if we're just all being kind to one another and not trying to bash each other, for having different views on different things, like, we're humans. We're going to see things differently. It's how we were made. Just treat each other with respect. Be there for one another. We'll get through it. We can't let this beat us. So that is us. That's our family. That's me. Um, that's my business. So final thing is here, my bear, my dog, just turned 3. So we aren't normally the super dog loving people that do doggy birthday parties, but we needed something positive. So we totally did a doggy birthday party, and he got a new he got new toys. We baked a homemade cake for us humans to enjoy. He got the special dog treat, little donut sprinkly looking things to enjoy from Pet Supplies Plus. So, of course, he got some spoiling too. But that's our family, and we love our community, we love our county, we love our state, and we're happy to be a part of it. And I hope that my business will get to survive this so that I can continue to grow and continue to give back to my community in ways like I have been, and possibly even better if business grows and I'm able to give back more. So thanks for asking me to make this video and be a part of this, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye!